Hello everyone and welcome to the Pirates vs. Ninjas Druid Card Showcase. We're going to be looking at all 9 of the Druid class cards today. Let's get started. First up is the common cards. Starting off with Mark of the Sea. 1 mana. Choose 1, give a minion +2 attack or +2 health. If this minion is a pirate or ninja, choose both. So what you're getting here is a very weak 1 mana buff spell, unless the minion is a pirate or a ninja. If you play it on a pirate or a ninja, it's a very, very strong 1 mana buff spell, if not very, very weak. So it's very strong in a pirate deck, a ninja deck, or a pirate ninja druid deck, which is of course a legitimate, real strategy. Let's move on to the next card, Druid of the Seas. 3 mana 3/3, choose 1, stealth and ninja, or +1 health and pirate. Another card that is simple. It's a 3/4 pirate or a 3/3 stealthed ninja. Not very fancy, however, again, the dream of the pirate ninja druid is realer than ever with a card like this and a card like Mark of the Sea. Very realistic idea, really. You know, you play both of those cards, you play the best pirates, you play the best ninjas, and you've got a pretty good deck on your hands. Next up, we have not another card that has the dual synergy. This one is just a pirate, but it's a darn good one. Feral Buccaneer. 6 mana 5/5 pirate, costs 1 less for each attack of your hero. So this card gets a very large benefit from cards like Bite, cards like Claw, and other things that just give your hero a lot of attack. It can become very, very cheap in a context like that. And even if you just use your hero power, it's still a 5 mana 5/5, which isn't great, but it's not awful. But if you do play something like a Claw, it's 4 mana. If you play a Bite, it's only 2 mana, and your hero still gets to attack and gains that armor, and it's just really strong in that way. It lets you play a good, solid body for cheap, and it lets your hero clear a minion, giving you a great tempo swing when you play this card along with another combo piece. Next up, we have the rares for Druid. First up is Scurvy Sapling. 1 mana 1/2 pirate. Battlecry, gain 1 attack for each attack your hero has, and 1 health for each armor your hero has. This card is similar to Feral Buccaneer, in that playing cards like Claw, Bite, even your hero power makes this card crazy. Playing your hero power with this card on turn 3 lets you get your hero power, and a 2/3 for 1 mana. Playing this card with Claw on turn 2 lets you get a 3/4 and use the Claw itself, which is insane. Playing this card with Bite lets you play a 5/6 and use the Bite, which is insane. If you just build some armor by hitting the opponent's face, or maybe totems I guess, with your hero power, and you just build up some armor, you can get something like a 2/4 or something like that. You can also play the Feral Rage spell, which gives your hero 4 attack or 8 armor, and get something like a 5/2 or a 1/10 if that's what you're into. And overall, it's just a very versatile, very cheap, very strong card. Next up is Spiky Shell. 1 mana, your hero keeps their current attack until the start of your next turn. Now this card is interesting because it is the only card that allows a hero to retaliate, really, to allow the hero to retaliate. When your hero gets attacked and they have a weapon equipped, or something of that nature, they can't retaliate because the weapon's attack isn't only active on your turn. With a card like this, it is not, it's still active. So when your hero gets attacked on your own turn and you've cast the spell, your hero fights back, just like minions fight back when they get attacked. And it allows you to, most likely, against a more aggressive opponent, play something like a Claw or a Bite, or just your hero power even, and play Spiky Shell. And your opponent, if they have a very weak board of very small minions, they're going to be reluctant to attack you. They're going to just stop, because they don't want their minions to die when they attack you if your hero has enough attack to kill them. So your hero can essentially be protected, but for a turn. However, if your opponent can kill you, they don't really care. They can still kill you. Their minions are gonna die, but they wouldn't care if you're dead. So it's protection, but it's not last-ditch protection. It's not the kind of protection that a Reno Jackson can give. It's the kind of protection that something like an Ice Barrier maybe would give, where it prevents it for a little bit, but it still might come if you don't have the tools to stave off a very aggressive deck. Next up we have Tortoise of the Staff, a 4 mana 3/4 ninja. Battlecry, equip a 1/2 patient staff. Death Rattle, give your weapon +1/+1. So this card is very weak when you first play it. A 1/2 weapon is not very good, and a 3/4 for 4 mana is also not very good. However, if you're patient and don't use the weapon, and also don't use your hero power, because if you use your hero power, it's going to waste the durability on the weapon, your Death Rattle on this card will give the weapon +1/+1, so you get a 2/3 weapon and a 3/4 minion, which is very good value for only 4 mana. But if you're not patient, you're not going to get that value. Next up, we have the epics. We have, first of all, Forbidden Brutality, a 0 mana spell in the classic Forbidden style. Spend all your mana, then choose one. Gain that much attack this turn, or gain that much armor. So you can spend 5 mana to get 5 attack, or 5 armor, 10 mana to get 10 armor, 10 mana to get 10 attack. And in the end, it is a much worse, generally much worse Forbidden Healing, or a much worse Forbidden Flame. In the case of Forbidden Flame, your hero is going to take damage. In the case of the Forbidden Healing, you get half the amount of health. However, the added benefit that you can pick which one, and also that if you play this with Fandral Staghelm, you get both, really does make this card have some interesting utility. You know, 10 mana, you play Fandral, you play this, you get 6 armor, 6 attack, you can kill a minion, and you get a good 3/5 on the board that is incredibly threatening to your opponent. Next up we have Spyglass Lookout, a 4 mana 3/3 pirate, battle cry. Gain +1/+1 for each minion your hero has killed this game. So it's very weak until your hero starts racking up some kills, really. You gotta get a kill streak going. You get a big old kill streak, this minion can become, you know, I don't know, maybe you've been just really getting in there with your hero. Every single turn you've been killing minions, you've been slashing them down, and you get like a 8/8, an 8/8 for 4 mana. But more realistically, it's probably going to be maybe a 4 mana 5/5, 4 mana 6/6, and if you've been playing a big deck with all the claws, the bites, the savageries, all these attack buffs for your hero, this minion is very likely to be a very cheap and cost-effective minion. Very good body for very low cost. And lastly, the Druid Legendary, we have Tortolla. 7 mana, 3/12 beast. At the start of your turn, your hero gains attack equal to this minion's attack for that turn. So you're playing a very strong static minion for 7 mana, very, very healthy for 7 mana. 12 health is very difficult to deal with. And 3 attack is respectable. Not fantastic, but respectable. And when it lives a turn, it doesn't do anything right away, but once it's lived a turn, your hero gets 3 attack, which is very, very strong. 3 attack can do a lot of things. And since it is equal to this minion's attack, it's not just 3 attack, it's equal to this. So if you buff this minion, you can make it even crazier. If you give it +5 attack, it gives you 8 attack at the start of your turn, which is insanely good. You can start pushing tons of face damage with this minion, since it will also need to have 8 attack. That means you have 16 attack stat you're working with at the start of your turn. You can clear taunts, you can, buff this minion with Mark of Yasharj, for example. It is a beast. You can put this in your beast deck, get a 5/14 for 9 mana, draw a card, and then at the start of your turn you have 5 attack to work with. That clears tons of different minions and allows you to push tons of damage. And really, Tortolla just is that sort of finisher for a offensive, combat-oriented druid, or even just a beast druid. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Pirates vs. Ninjas Druid Card Showcase. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.